guys, welcome to Libby's library. Yeah, so like most of us in lockdown, I've had too much free time on my hands, so I was like, let's try and do something with it. So welcome. If you notice like a mic, it's because I'm using my phone and it's the mic I use for self-tapes, trying to be an actress. But yeah, so it's nice to meet you all. For today, I thought it would be a good way to like start to introduce myself, and I just had my 19th birthday, so I got a load of books, so I thought I'd walk you through that and like reading plans, hopefully. Yeah, so it's nice to meet you and thank you for coming and joining the party. Obviously it also goes without saying that this is not to brag at all. I'm so lucky, my family is so generous to me. Alright, so let's get into it. So the first book is kind of different from the others because I ordered it myself, but it just happened to arrive on my birthday, and it's The Grace Year. I've been so excited to read this. It sounds like so up my street. I love a bit of like, you know, dark thriller in the way that it's commenting on like sexism and stuff. Always love that. But this one took a really long time to come because I ordered it like I think I ordered it from America because it had the really pretty cover that I loved. Like the other one's beautiful, but I just preferred this, and also baby pink. You can never get too much baby pink. But yeah, so it's been on booktube a lot, that's where I heard about it. But I'm really excited to read it, and it's about so when girls are 16, and tell me if I get this wrong, they kind of have this magic in them that kind of can create jealousy in men, and like they're worried that it will lead men astray, so they get sent off to the woods and kind of sent there to release their magic. And then they've been doing this for a few years, I think, like from what I can tell it's kind of a set thing in this world, but this time things go wrong, I think. Yeah, so the character, I think one of her friends disappears, but it looks amazing, and I mean it was kind of a cover buy because it's beautiful. But yeah, so I'm excited to read that. So these are the books I got from my aunt, and she's the one who lent me the Laini Taylor books, so that's awesome. She got me the Sisters of the Winterwood, and she didn't even know I wanted to read this, but as far as I understand, yeah, it's based in between Moldova and Ukraine, and my Russian teacher is Ukrainian, so I've always had a lot of interest. I've like read a lot of Russian fairy tales, and obviously I love the culture. So yeah, I'm really excited. I don't know much about it, and also I love the like gilding on the front, if that's the right word, but I mean there's gold, sparkly, shiny stuff, so I love it. Yeah, so I'm really excited for that, and thank you so much to my aunt. My aunt got me Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor, because obviously we share this love of Laini Taylor now, which is really lovely. Yeah, so I'm really, obviously I've heard a lot about this, and it's another beautiful cover. But I'm really excited to read it, and I kind of don't want to know too much about it. I just, as far as I know, it's kind of about like a lost city and magic, and yeah, the lost city of Weep. I'm not going to read too much about it, but I'll leave the like all linked down below. But yeah, really exciting. If any of you have any comments on books or like suggestions, then let me know, because this is kind of why I'm doing it, to chat about things that I love. This one isn't really, well, it's not at all a reading book, but it's a notebook, and it's from my aunt as well. And as I mentioned, I'm trying to hopefully be an actress, and my aunt and uncle work in the theatre as well. So this is like a really nice notebook. It's got like a clothy leather feel to it, but the funds from it go towards the NHS and towards like saving the theatre and keeping it alive, because obviously right now for a lot of people it's really hard, and for a lot of businesses and industries it's difficult. But yeah, so that's really lovely, and you can never have too many notebooks. Mainly because I lose them all. Also from my aunt, excuse me, as I mentioned, we have our shared love of theatre, drama queens, and I read a load of The Snow Queen when I was younger, and so this is a stunning, I mean look at that artwork. It's just absolutely beautiful. I wish I could do stuff like that, but you can see like the details of like there are these spirals on her face and things. Absolutely beautiful. But it's the play of it, so I'm really excited to read that. I've never read the play, but I love reading plays because obviously I'm an actress, so it's good practice. Don't walk into my room while I'm doing it, that will be embarrassing. But I love to kind of visualise like how I would stage it, how I would costume it personally. But no, I'm really excited for that. My nana got me several, and she got me several poetry books especially, and I love poetry. I'm trying to have more of a repertoire under me of things that I've read so that I can do it a bit more comparatively. I just love like the rhythm of it and the beauty, and I think when people say things are too flowery, I'm like, I'm probably gonna love that. So this is a collection of Tom Gunn and Ted Hughes' work, and I've read some of Ted Hughes' work, not heard of Tom Gunn, which is probably sinful. Yeah, so I can't wait to read that and educate myself more on it. Yeah, it looks really good. I haven't really heard anything about it, but I know they're both really successful. That's it. Then my nana got me this Malay book, which is the collection of poetries by Edna St. Vincent Millay. I've never heard of her, but she is a poet, a Pulitzer Prize winner in 1923, so that'll be really interesting. Yeah, it looks like she's got a lot of like a variety of things, and there are some that are like kind of conversational dialogue style, which I love to have something that like breaks it up so it's all doesn't stay like monotonous. But yeah, so that's exciting and it's beautiful. And then finally from my nana, she got me She Is Fierce, which is a poetry book I've heard a lot about, and I love this cover. It's like you could stop traffic with this. But yeah, it's beautiful, and it's a collection of poems from different women throughout history. So I think some are by suffragettes, some schoolgirls. I think it goes right through to modern day, but it's been kind of collated, I think that's the right word, by Anna Sampson. And I think it's kind of meant to be like inspiration. So my other grandparents got me some puzzles and things, and they also got me a book, which is so excited for this because I read the first one ages ago and I've been like holding on so that I can hold on to the story for as long as possible. But it's Crooked Kingdom, and I mean, oh, the cover work. I wish I could do art like this. Beautiful. But yeah, so obviously it's by Libby, and I'm so excited for it. So if you don't know, Crooked Kingdom is the second in the series, first being Six of Crows, and it's a duology. It's just amazing, and like it follows a group of 6 characters and they kind of have to go on these adventures. I don't want to tell you too much because there's a lot to it, and to be honest I haven't read it in a little while, so I'm worried I might get something wrong. But the characters are stunning, the writing style is amazing. She's done a really good job, Libby, of creating loads of distinctive voices between the characters, which is so difficult. Yeah, I think it's amazing. And there's some romance in it, you know, and the characters are so like fleshed out, and the story's beautiful, the world. Love it, can't go wrong with it, so I'm really excited for that. And something about this book that I love that I didn't realise is that the inside pages, like the sections, they're all black pages. Beautiful. Yeah, so that was really lovely of them. And then from my parents, I said that the main thing I wanted was books because I've got a bit of an obsession. So these were on my wish list, a lot of them. So White Fragility by Robin DiAngelo, and I've really wanted to read a lot of books on race, like most of us, well, I hope most of us. I've been trying to really educate myself a lot more, because I have just taken it for granted, the colour of my skin. So I'm trying to learn a lot more and kind of know how to fight and what's the best way to like amplify the voices of black community and to kind of support them, but also when I need to shut up and when I need to, you know, when we need to as white people accept that there are things that we've done wrong. I'm sure that most of you have heard what's going on because I mean it's been going on for ever, basically. But I'll leave links below to petitions that you can sign, and please do sign them, because even if you're like watching telly in the evening, you can just spend like 10 minutes just signing a load. Can you imagine how much of a difference that would make if we all did that as often as we can remember to, because it's a position of privilege to decide not to, and yeah, we should be doing it. Really excited for that. And it's really short, which I was quite surprised by, but yeah, excited. So kind of in the same vein, I also had on my wish list It's Not About the Burka by, it's edited by Mariam Khan. And I think it's like a collection of experiences written by women, yeah. So it's about Islam and Muslims and how they're treated in society, and the racism that they face, but also a lot of it's, I would call it xenophobia and like, I don't know the word, but like anti-religion. And there are lots of assumptions because of a small group of people from that community and that religion have interpreted their holy book completely differently and taken it on to do horrible things. But then so many people are being miseducated and just being disgustingly rude and assuming that they're all the same. So I think it's really important to educate ourselves on that. Love is beautiful. I love that. It's stunning. Yeah, so I definitely recommend that. This one is so pretty. I didn't know I was going to get this, really special. So I'm a big fan of folio books. Stunning. Like, I couldn't, oh, beautiful. But they do like special editions of books and like collections. And so this is The Princess Bride, and I've kept it in its case because I'm not getting it ruined. Nope. But it's just like, it's so beautiful. And if you haven't read The Princess Bride, I would so recommend it. I read it, well, my dad read it to me when I was younger, and I just remember absolutely loving it. And I loved the film, like I watch it so often. But I'm really excited to read it again when it's been quite a while. But this copy has like artwork of the scenes, which I always love, and like it's just like painted and stunning. Yeah, I recommend folio books. They're pricier, but they're worth it because it's such high quality, and you get like the gilding. They've got copies of Homer's works, which I've got my eyes on. But yeah, they've got loads of different books. I'd really recommend them. Okay, so this I'm so excited for. It's I love Greek mythology. I studied classics at A-level, and I could see myself doing some kind of module at university at some point. So I've been wanting to read this for so long. It's Ovid's Metamorphosis, and I'm so excited because I know quite a few of the stories, but I've never read them like in one sitting. But this is a beautiful copy. I think it's the Waterstones, it's like soft covers, but I've got the Shakespeare's sonnets of it. Greek myths and like Greek epic poetry. I normally fly through it just because I'm so interested and so hooked. Yeah, I can't wait. So this book, I want to do like a little happy dance because I'm so excited. Also a little bit of shaking because I'm intimidated. But it's The Priory of the Orange Tree. Oh, it's so beautiful. Love a dragon. I mean, who doesn't? Yeah, by Samantha Shannon, and I'm so excited for it. Massive. Like, it's thick. And I'm quite a slow reader, like in the grand scheme of things. 800 pages. Wow. But I'm really excited for it. I read the synopsis quite a while ago and I knew straight away that I'd want it. But I'm pretty sure it's epic fantasy, which can't go wrong with. I love it. I grew up on things like The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, which obviously are a bit shorter, but it was like the genre I was raised on, and I loved it. Yeah, so it's got a lot of politics as well, which I'm really excited for. And I like books that kind of take their time to really set the world up, especially in a genre like fantasy, where there's a lot, like there are lots of parts at play. so you want to make sure that you've got your grip on it and you're not going to get muddled halfway through when there's loads of action going on. But yeah, I'm really excited for it. And last but definitely not least, Crescent City, well, House of Earth and Blood, Sarah J Maas. So I haven't read anything by Sarah J Maas, and I saw a video, I think it was Becca and the Books, love her channel. She kind of mentioned her guide to Sarah J Maas and like where to begin, because she's written so much. But I think she said that, you know, you could start with this, but there's a lot to get through at the beginning, especially. There's a lot of world building and it's kind of a lot to chew. But yeah, I'm reading this, and then I think if I like it, I'll go on to read things like the Throne of Glass series and Akatar. Yeah, so I'm really excited for it. And pages are stunning. I love when there's like art inside, because it just adds so much to like the atmosphere when you're reading and you like flip it shut and you're like, oh, I'm in the world. Yeah, so I'm really excited about it. I've heard a lot about it, and also something I've heard about it, could be wrong, but is that it's like if you could imagine any character or any like mythical being, things like anything like vampires, werewolves, like everything in that category. Apparently it's all in here, so that could be exciting. So that was everything. I was so lucky and I'm really excited to get reading. Yeah. I've just also realised that I haven't told you guys why my hair is so gross today. So when it was my birthday the other day, I did like a virtual, because I'm still in lockdown and quarantine because I'm like high risk. Also, I'm lazy. But yeah, so I crimped my hair for like a virtual 80s party. I love the 80s, obsessed with it. So it was like, it's just like sea sponge now because it's like full of hairspray. So I'm about to go have a bath and hopefully fix that. But yeah, it was really nice to meet you all, and if you have any questions and want to get to know me, let me know. And if you've got any discussion points in books, that's the main reason I've done this, is I love to hear like other people's opinions and like any suggestions, or if I've got anything wrong, let me know. And yeah, it's great. Thank you. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you when I see you.